За сайн байцгаана уу? Wiki Mongolia podcast-ийн маань дараагийн дугаар Осака хотоос үргэлжилж байна. And hello everybody. We are in Osaka and our next episode guest is my beautiful friend Luvina from Ghana. And why we are here is because we are the Women in Tech chapter directors from two different continents. I'm from Mongolia and she's from Ghana. And thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be the guest of my Wiki Mongolia podcast new episode.
Thank you, Vicky, for having me as well. And hello to your audience.
Yeah. And Luvina is the very first Ghana woman I ever met. And she is the most beautiful lady who I know from African continent. And tell us about the Ghana a little bit to my audience, especially for Mongolian young girls and women who is love in STEM.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Luvina Sandra Atsu, and I'm from Ghana. Ghana is located in the West Africa, and it's made up of beautiful people. We have a population of about 33.7 million, and we have various regions making up our nation. We are a nation of diverse ethnic groups. We have a few that I can mention. My name, our surnames show where we come from.
Yeah.
So my name is Atsu. My surname is Atsu. That means that it's from a Volta region. And then originally, I used to be Ankara.
Oh,
And that is a Ghanaian.
Ghanaian.
The Atsu is an Ewe name. And that's from the Volta region. And Ankara is a Ghanaian. And it's from the regional capital, Greater Accra. Yes, so I am originally from Greater Accra, but I'm part Ewe, part Ga. Yes.
Interesting.
We also have the Akan language, which is widely spoken across the nation. So you have, we call it Akan. That's the general name. But when you go to different locations, they have different names. So when you go to the Ashanti region, they call it Tree.
Tree.
Yes. And then when you go to the central region, they call it Fanti.
Fancy.
And then you go to the eastern region, they call it Ekwapim. So different locations.
And different.
Yes. The dialect changes a bit as you move from maybe one location to the other. We also have some people from the Greater Accra region. We have two tribes. We have the local Gans. That's where I come from. We speak the Gan language. We also have the Gan Adangbe.
Again?
Yes,
Wow.
they are also from Greater Accra, but their language is a bit different from the Gan. So you realize that as you move, maybe across the barriers, the language changes a bit. Even in the Volta region. Now we have the Oti region, which is also some part of the Volta region that has been demarcated. That place, so you have different dialects. But they all are looked as Ewes. And then now you go to the northern region. So they speak Dagomba, Dagbani. They have different languages. They have Dagbani, they have different dialects. But they are all one people.
Interesting.
So there are various ethnic groups. And they have different cultures, beautiful cultures. I've told you, you have to come to Ghana. You really have to come to Ghana. Because it's the cultures that make us unique. And when we all come together, it makes us just beautiful. Yes. So
interesting.
that's just about the locations in Ghana. Maybe along the line, I'll tell you about our foods, places you can visit, and all that.
The things to do in Ghana, right? And Luvina is the mother of 4.
Yes.
I can't believe because she looks so beautiful and nice. And
Thank you.
And I'm really admired that she became the chapter director of Ghana and wants to implement this initiative and want to impact more girls and women in the country through this STEM.
Yes.
So how did you starting to connecting with the women in tech or to be involved into the STEM?
Okay, so it's an interesting story. So let me just be brief. I come from a family, my dad, who is late, he's dead. He passed about 26 years ago. When we were very young, at that very early stage, he was one who was into technology. We call it IT. Those times, it was just IT. He was a consultant. He had worked with IBM for some number of years, and he started his own business. So it was just providing services to people who needed service with respect to IT. Yes, I didn't think I would go into the IT field. I think I told you I wanted to be a pilot when I was young.
Yeah.
But along the line, I also wanted to become a doctor.
Ah.
Yes, but when I went to the university, I read mathematical science. And that is a combination of math, computer science, and physics.
Yeah.
But I graduated with computer science and physics, a bachelor combined degree in computer science and physics. And then I worked in the bank for a while. But I realized that I had already done computer science. And after a while in the bank, I had to go on because I was on contract. The contract had ended. And so when I got my next job, I just decided to go into the IT field. And when I was employed, I was the only female amongst my colleagues.
Wow.
It was quite intimidating.
Stories. Yeah.
Yes, it was quite intimidating, you know, coming from the banking sector with very little practical knowledge in IT and going into a field where people who have come from different organizations before joining mine had the skills and the expertise. And I was now coming to learn the practical aspects from scratch. I needed to do more than the men to prove myself.
Yeah, you need to work hard, maybe double,
so I was always
right?
going the extra mile to get things done. So to cut a long story short, about 3 years ago, I got the opportunity to speak on a panel at a program, Women in Engineering. It's also a group in Ghana. It's made up of women who are engineers. And I was talking on the topic bridging the digital divide, the challenges, and then looking forward. And so after doing that, I realized I got, I also had a mentor who mentored me. Her name is Engineer Enyona Pekwena. She's an engineer. And then another one was Madam Stella Gomashi. She is in IT with the company I work with. And so they encouraged me, even though I was afraid. And when I did it, and I realized, oh, I could do it.
Yeah.
And then I also met a woman, a professor, who spoke about we women not just relaxing and wanting to become just mothers and taking care of the home, but we needed to go out and do more because there's a lot in us. So it's really challenged me. And then I even started pursuing my master's. So last year, the idea of having a platform, where women can come together and help each other and also encourage others came back. And with a few discussions with a few friends, we decided to start something. So whilst I was researching a bit about other groups that have similar objectives for me to be able to also learn from, I chanced on Women in Tech.
Wow.
Yes, and when I read about Women in Tech and what they seek to do and some of their achievements and the goals and the strategies, I knew it was a group I would love to be part of. So I applied, and unfortunately they didn't have a chapter here in Ghana. And so I felt, we could start something.
Yeah, this is the opportunity,
And I
right?
must congratulate Ayumi, Melissa, and all the others. Some organizations want people who are ripe and fully ready to be employed to take up opportunities.
Yeah.
But Women in Tech had a criteria. They were looking for someone who was influential, someone who had the skills and the expertise, someone who could, But they still gave me that opportunity because they realized that that willingness to learn and grow was there. And I really say kudos to women in tech, because it's not all organizations that do that. They want you to have all the skills
Yeah.
and everything before they employ you. But women in tech is a learning ground.
Yes.
And they groom you
Yeah.
to become better and better and better. So I love to be part of this group that provides equal opportunities
Yeah.
to all.
Yeah.
So that's my story
Nice.
with women in tech. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the great opportunity. See where we are together now.
Yes.
We are in Japan,
Yes.
from Mongolia and Ghana, and we are gathering outside of the hall. There are another 50 countries,
Yes.
delegations and ambassadors are there. This is the beautiful part of being the part of community,
Yeah.
right? And how did you manage this bank jobs and this career change and things with 4 kids? That's very interesting, because Mongolian also, I have many friends who have more kids, but they are smart enough to arrange everything. I cannot imagine.
Yeah, I won't say I'm a superwoman, but I'll say that I'm somebody who is always determined to do things. And I'm someone who always looks at what I want to do, what I want to achieve, and then I just go for it. So for me, I wanted a family of 6. I actually wanted 4 children, and I was fortunate to get 4 children. But I won't say that it's been easy.
Yeah.
You know, when they are very young, you have to hustle between taking care of them,
And
taking
career.
care of your career, and even progressing in your career. If you are not careful, you'll be stuck,
Yes.
because you always have to put them first sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that opportunities like these forums, these summits, these conferences, open us up to a lot of, they expose us to things that we don't know. Because for me, it got to a point I settled that I just want to be a mother to my children and take care of my family. Less did I know that there were women like me who had children, but irrespective of the fact that they had a career,
Yeah.
they were pursuing their education and going further, they were still doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And so I knew that you should just have a balance in life. Just set your priorities right, and then make sure that you balance your life such that nobody lacks in any way. So you try as much as possible to apportion equal, if not equal, adequate time
Yeah.
to every other thing. For your family, you make time for your family, you make time for your career, and you make time for your work. And one thing that I believe in is discipline. And that was taught to me by one of my lecturers. And one word, integrity. And those are the 2 words that I've worked with all my life. You should be a person of discipline, and then you should be a person of integrity.
Yeah.
And those 2 things are powerful tools that move us ahead in life. And those are the things I also believe. And for me, I'm a Christian, so I also believe God has been another part of my life.
Yeah, discipline is not only for the mothers who is going hustle between career and family. Discipline is for everybody, even your early stage of study or career, or maybe ready to be retired. Right? Discipline is the key, the major secret of successful life.
I've seen that a lot. That even with waking up, if you sleep for longer hours, you miss. Somebody says something. They say time is life.
Yeah.
But someone also says that time can be equated to money.
Yeah.
Not just physical money, but let's say wealth.
Yeah.
So we have 24 hours. So you can multiply that by the number of minutes or seconds that you have. And so if you waste any of them, you know that another part of your life is going away.
Yeah.
So discipline is a key thing that I believe, even not just as women, but even the men are able to go forward because they have that character and that attitude.
Interesting. And I always, since I met you, I always think about Ghana. And how about the STEM education system in Ghana? And how about young Ghana people are attracted to the technology. And tell me more about the situation nowadays in Ghana about technology and young people.
Sure. Okay. So, as technology evolves across the globe, in Ghana, it's also evolving. A lot of people. I can say, if I am using a percentage, I can say that when it comes to the youth, maybe I can say about 60% of the youth are exposed to technology because definitely they have a phone, which is a tool that has softwares on it. And the basic thing, and I can say they use is WhatsApp. Even the market woman uses WhatsApp in a way. And then generally some of the things that they also use is Facebook. And these are softwares and things that are driven by technology. But when it comes to STEM, I must also commend the government because they've done very well with STEM. They have tried as much as possible to even get that to the grassroots. Okay, so some basic places, rural places, they try to introduce these STEM courses, STEM programs. And sometimes, I remember last year, if you can remember, we had a nominee for tech diplomacy.
Yes.
And we won that category.
Oh, really?
For Africa, yes.
Wow.
We were young, but we submitted that was a minister for communication.
That's great.
Yeah, she's gone now. There's a new minister. So they had a project. They were giving a lot of laptops to young girls. They were also empowering girls, but that doesn't mean that they leave the young men. They leave them also aside. They also encourage, but they realize that the women are kind of far behind when it comes to STEM. And so they try to encourage them with giving them laptops. And then now when they have the tool, now they can be able to introduce them to some of the basic programs in STEM that, yes. And then I remember I mentioned women in engineering.
Yes.
It's also a group that also mentors a lot of young girls. They target the universities. Okay, so they go there and they have mentors from professional bodies that go there and talk to them. They groom them. And one beautiful thing that they also do is that they create attachment opportunities for these girls. So they are able to get some attachment in some institutions to get the practical knowledge in the field. So I won't say that Ghana has fully harnessed the opportunities that come with STEM. But they are doing their best in terms of promoting it, ensuring that we have a lot of women going into these fields that are looked at as, sometimes they are afraid to go into these specialized fields. They feel it's just for men. But now they are seeing a lot of women, and the more they see, the more they are encouraged to go into it. So we try as much as possible to go to the schools to tell them that we are in these fields that you feel is male dominated. And they also see it online. They see a lot of women in these fields. So Ghana is advancing with respect to STEM education, and they are making very good progress.
That's great. That's wonderful. It's lovely to hear that. Last year, they won the diplomacy award, nomination of award. Wow.
Kudos to Ghana.
So nice. And what's your plan for next step for a woman in tech, or in your career, or in your life? What's the main purpose?
For Ghana, for the Ghana chapter, there were two areas we identified. You need to know what the challenges for you to know what solutions you are providing. So one major challenge that we realized was that there were a lot of young people who have completed school. When I say school, I'm talking about the tertiary level, the university graduates who have finished school, but they do not have jobs. That was one challenge. The other one was the fact that, IT courses, because we are women in tech, we are driving and we are just empowering using technology. But technology is quite expensive. Yes, and in Ghana, the cost of even using the internet to access some of these free courses is on the high side.
So costly.
So for us, these two areas of maybe getting the first problem I mentioned with respect to graduates not getting employed after school. project is to partner with a lot of institutions and ensure that they provide, if not employment opportunities, we could collaborate with them to get something for these people to do. Yes.
Yeah.
But before they do that, they need to be skilled. They need to be ready for the market.
Yeah.
So we need to provide them with the
opportunity.
skills that are highly recognized on the market for them to be employable for these organizations to take them.
What's the reason they cannot find a job? Is the job, the requirement is too high to them, or is there any lack of skill the company need, but the students who just finished the school, they didn't have, or they are looking for some experienced experts?
Okay, so they can fall in some of the categories you've mentioned. There are some companies, like, the way I work is a utility company, and it's basically for engineering people. All the other departments are like providing support. So for a company like where I work, the Electricity Company of Ghana, if you don't have an engineering background, you can't be employed in the engineering field. Maybe you may go to the other supporting field like IT. And because it's majorly engineering, they form part of maybe the larger population. So people without those skills may not get the employment. But another thing is also that the fact that you have more people coming out of the universities, and then the job market has just few opportunities or spaces available for these people. So the rest of them that are there and don't have, there are no openings for them, will definitely not be able to get jobs. Yes. So
market
the skills
demand,
gap is also there. But then the job opening or the opportunities available are also very small. And so the companies they take as many as they can. But because they just have limited space, they can't take everyone. So the rest of them need to now look for other avenues that they can also get.
Maybe they need to change the career or the interest.
And that is a challenge because
market, right?
if maybe the person has gone for a course because of what they want to become in future, and they may have to change because it's difficult.
Right?
But then for the areas of tech, we know that there are some areas that are very rife now. So project management is also there. And then you have other areas like Scrum Master. I've checked a lot and I've seen that a lot of companies are looking for Scrum Masters. They are looking for developers, DevOps. So these areas are areas that we see companies advertising for. So women in tech would love to partner with resource persons and organizations that provide these sought after programs or professional courses for these graduates to be able to get, maybe if not pay the full cost, they pay some part of the tuition, and then the organization also takes some part of the cost and give them that access so that they can be employable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other one has to do with the high cost of IT courses. So it comes to the same thing. If the courses are expensive and they don't have the money or they can't afford, we still fall on these organizations to partner with us. To like what Cardano is doing. They are giving free trainings for a lot of people. AWS is doing the same. So if other organizations will also come on board and then partner with women in tech to kind of subsidize the cost and make it a bit affordable for a lot of people, I believe a lot of people can be employed. And it's not just limited to Ghana. They can work across the globe. Now because of COVID, there's online jobs, but then the skills are not there.
There are plenty of opportunities all over the world if you have any skill, what the company is looking for, right? It's not only about Mongolia or Ghana.
No, it's not just about Ghana.
And
now the world is a global village, so you can work anywhere.
And especially you are women or the girl who's just interested into the STEM sector. I believe that there are plenty of opportunities to all over the world, because we all talking about gender diversity, this and that. Why we need more women is because of the specific skill women have, or a specific feeling they have. Men doesn't have, cannot fill that gap. That's why I always encourage girls to come to the STEM sector, at least have scholarship, because you are women. That's why there are plenty of organizations are ready to pay for the tuition fee, ready to support for other expenses while study, and the jobs are ready in the market. So we encourage more girls and women. That's why we are in Osaka to discuss about what we can do in the future for next year.
Vicky, let me also commend some of the banking sectors in Ghana. Some of them are doing very well. There are women-led startups. Yes, a lot of women, these small, medium enterprises, they come up with a lot of programs. They want to start a company, but they don't have the financial strength to start their businesses. These banking sectors are doing well. They have come up with initiatives that help they identify people who have very good projects that they want to run, or organizations that they want to set up. And they provide them with some kind of support, grant, for them to start their businesses. And a lot of people are doing well because of these. So I believe that if more banks and more organizations do this, and these are part of their corporate social responsibilities. So I think the money should be put in the right channels, and a lot of people can benefit from it. That is what I think.
Really hope that many of the organizations in Ghana can collaborate with Luvina. Not only Luvina, many others, and behind us there are a big movement of the global level, right? We have a big ambition to impact more than 5 million women and girls by 2030.
5 million. It's a lot of work, and we need the support of everybody. We can do it. It is achievable. I believe it is achievable. But we need to hold hands and support the initiative, because this is a great initiative. And I believe anybody who puts their money, their time, their resources to this initiative would not regret it. Because you are touching lives, you are impacting lives. If you see that, I was able to do this for this person, and the person has gotten to this level, there's even that joy alone is enough. Yes, so I think many organizations need this. It is a need.
Yes. And yesterday, during the panel discussion, there's a man from Kazakhstan. He is actually related to the banking sector. His name was Timur Tuslov, and he says that now we already enough to talking about technology, STEM. Now it's AI era. So especially women need to get ready to learn new skills by ourselves, not waiting for somebody come and teach to us. Otherwise, this AI storm is coming and wipe up everything together with the person who don't have any skill on this era. So not only waiting for the communities helping to you. What I want to say is that if you have access, if you have internet in your hand 24/7, right? And if you have phone, or the more thing, if you have devices like iPad or laptop, there are plenty of sources to learn the new things. The only thing is that your passion, your dream, your purpose of the life, how to survive for the next 20 years peacefully and successfully, right? The main secret is the knowledge, he says. And I love that quotation. And I appreciate those men who came here to support us, right?
Yes, and Vicky, let me just add 2 things to what you just said. You said something that was really, really important. It's like most of us always wait for people to do things for us. And you wait, sometimes you end up waiting till eternity. Let me use as an example. I told you we self-funded ourselves to come here.
Yeah.
If we had said that, oh, we weren't getting any sponsors, so we would have missed this very beautiful opportunity.
Yes.
And what I want to tell everybody watching, whether in Ghana, in Mongolia, or anywhere, is that when you know that this is what I want, and you are not getting help to get to what you want, it is about you encouraging yourself and telling yourself that I want to get here. You don't have to cut corners to get there. Just make sure that ethically you are doing what is right. But then you don't wait for someone to push you there.
Yes.
You push yourself there. If you don't push yourself there, you'll be left behind. People will be going. Nobody will wait for you. Yes. So it is very important that we self-motivate ourselves. And we also push ourselves sometimes. Don't wait. Most times, people wait for government to do this, government to do that. The government can't do everything. Organizations can't do everything. You do your part, and they also do their part. So there's a part that everybody plays. And it's very important that we know that. And you know where the line ends, so that you don't keep waiting. It's very, very important.
True enough. Thank you, Luvina,
Thank you very
accept
much,
my
Vicky.
invitation to
Thank
the
you.
podcast
Thank you.
guest. And hope you and wish you the best.
Thank you.
And I really want to see the next year, Luvina, again to discuss about what happened.
We've been able to achieve, yes.
Thank you so much, honey.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much to all our
Vicky,
audience.
before you say thank you to your viewers, let me thank all our volunteers.
Thank you.
I think they have done exceptionally well. You know, you can't do everything by yourself. There are people who you are not seeing, but they have worked around the clock. And they have even sometimes put in their monies because they believe in the vision of Women in Tech. And I can't stand here and say that I did it all alone. I want to thank the volunteers. I want to thank the members who have attended our programs, our events, our advisory board members. I thank them. I thank those who have funded us, brought us this far, and even the silent mentors we have who have mentored us along the line. They have all contributed to us getting this far. And I cannot say that I did this alone. So I thank them very well. And I thank you for having us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Сайн байцгаана уу? Мэдээлэл технологийн Microsoft сургуулийн хамтран үүсгэн байгуулагч нэг сайхан байна. Мэдээллийн технологи дэлхийд дахинаа маш хурдтай хөгжиж байгаа. Энэ маш их хурдтай хөгжиж байгаа хөгжлийг дэлхийд дахины хүний нөөц, Монгол улсын хүний нөөц гүйцэтгэхгүй хэмжээнд ирсэн. За энэ бүхнийг бид боломж хэмээн харж Монголын хүүхэд залуучуудад мэдээллийн технологиор суралцах, мэрэгших, олон улсад очиж ажиллах боломжийг нээж байгаа. 2023 онд бид Microsoft сургуулаа байгуулж хиймэл оюун ухаан, хибер аюулгүй байдал, програм хангамж гэсэн үндсэн 3 ангийг нээсэн. Мэдээллийн технологийн чиглэлд суралцж байгаа оюутнууд маань зөвхөн төгсөөд өөрийнхөө мэргэжлээр ажиллах бус бүх салбарт шингэн орж эндээс сурсан мэдсэн зүйлээ амьдрал дээр бодитойгоор хэрэгжүүлэх бүрэн боломжтой.
Мөн манай оюутнууд маань төгсөхдөө англи хэл болон япон хэлний хос гадаад хэлийг эзэмшээд бизнесийн япон хэл, бизнесийн англи хэлний түвшин эзэмших бүрэн боломжтой.